Oh shit. Oh wait, that was the off the wall.
Yeah.
Okay.
Dodged it. Hello and welcome back to another episode of Let's React. I'm Kenny and this is my wife Montana.
And today we're going to be reacting to episode 15 of My Hero Academia, Midoriya and Shigaraki.
What do you think about that title?
I'm very excited.
I remember seeing this title and just being like, oh.
That's going to be a fight? Question mark?
Perhaps. It's going to be interesting to see what this refers to, but if you're excited for more episodes of My Hero Academia, make sure to hit like, comment, and subscribe down below for episodes coming every Sunday and Friday at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you can't wait and want to see several episodes ahead right now, these episodes are all posted at Patreon in their extended full-length forms. Are we excited for episode 15 of My Hero Academia Season 2?
Absolutely.
All right, let's get it.
Let's go.
Dunderheads, this video was brought to you by the incredible members of the Let's React Patreon. If you want access to a ton of exclusive perks, check out the link in the description below. Have a good day, Twinkle Toes!
Oh, I get it! Up until now, I've just been summoning one for all. I shouldn't be flipping the switch off. I just have to leave the power on the whole time. Imagining the energy that used to be focused in one place, spreading throughout my entire body.
Wanna give it a try?
The most recent one was what color?
Blue.
Blue. For All Might.
That's it. Keep one for all flowing throughout your entire body. If you can move around while maintaining this, then you'll be on a completely different level than you were at the sports festival.
Quirk Jet.
Yeah.
So, kid.
But it'll be at a different level.
Yeah, okay.
We'll begin with 3 minutes.
You just see like how long he can keep it going.
That's the amount of time you have to try to hit me with a smack.
Oh, just kidding.
Same test. It's pretty
boy.
fast though.
Yeah.
Jet.
Yeah, that'll. Aptly named.
Oh man. How will you protect those who are in need?
Maybe hit where he isn't.
No sweat.
I need some time to get it going through my body again. A single hit from him doesn't pack much power, but he's too fast for me to follow with my eyes. Come on. I just need a few seconds. There!
Don't be stupid.
What?
I can still see you. If you're trying to buy time, it
What's
won't
he doing?
I don't know.
Now's my chance!
So you were just trying to keep me off you for a minute. Now that was a good idea.
Okay, so
Launch
he could
the
like
cow.
charge up.
One for all. Full
Just kidding.
Full cowling is what he said.
Okay.
from behind.
What is cowling?
You tried to counter like this once before, remember, kid?
But it's different this time. Oh shit. Oh wait, that was the off the wall.
Yeah.
Okay.
Dodge that too!
Dodged it.
Well,
Your time's up.
God, it's like every time.
Yeah.
Like, oh, this time he's gonna get it.
Guess I still have a lot of work to do.
Nice work. You managed to
Yeah,
attack
that
me
wasn't
while I
even
had my guard
close.
down thanks to your analysis. You must spend a lot of time thinking about strategy and how to fight. You've already grown
You
since
could say
yesterday,
that.
and this was just our first go at using one for all this way.
Effective teaching.
Yeah.
It's
You got
been a
him.
long time since
Okay.
I've had to seriously dodge an attack. This kid might turn out to be a real monster.
All right.
All right,
Yeah.
time to rest. Let's keep training.
Yeah, please, what's next, sir?
Something very important. We haven't had
That's
any
sweet.
breakfast this morning.
Oh, you're right.
So why don't you go and heat up those pastries again?
Oh, the same ones from before?
All ruined!
Don't worry, I'll go buy some more.
But
Still got
what
a
a
long
nice
road
little
Yeah.
moment for
But
Deku.
I
All
can see
right.
where I'm going. One for all, full cowling. That's the next step to making this quirk my own.
Does that am
That's
I supposed
the
to know what that
phrase
word
for
means?
him putting it throughout his entire body.
But is that a word?
I don't know.
Can I look it up?
I can look it up.
Yeah, cuz
He fully covers cowls himself in one for all. Cowls are covered.
gotcha.
So full cowling, yeah. That's
Okay.
a new move.
All right.
Pretty cool, right?
Very cool.
He just did a whole thing with One For All and wasn't injured.
Yeah, that's incredible. I mean, that really opens up so many possibilities. And now that Gran Torino is kind of aware that like that's what he's working with, I'm so excited to see how much he grows. And also super excited to see how Deku progresses. And also I'm looking forward to seeing how not like breaking his hand every time he uses his power impacts him in like a reverse yips situation.
Yeah, now we can train with the power.
Exactly. But like, you know, you always hear about athletes who like get injured doing, you know, one thing, and then anytime they go to do that thing moving forward, they're so in their head about it that they hurt themselves worse. That like he kind of has the opposite going on.
Yeah.
So I'm excited to see how that shakes out.
Absolutely.
Don't just go through the motions. Make sure you're focusing on each individual punch. Remember, the most important thing is your basic physical strength.
Yes, sir.
Look at how cute that pose is!
This is lukewarm! Can't you two dense idiots even make a decent cup of tea? We want to impress clients who visit our agency. Is this the kind of crap you would serve them too? Sorry, Mr. Fourth Kind, sir! Jeez, those powers of yours sure make it satisfying to hit you. Right! Thank you, sir!
To be a good pro, your presence must calm those in danger.
They're so
with your
fun.
Peace of mind. You must be capable, of course. But there are other things to consider. Your physical appearance, speech, and actions must all be elegant. You must give off the aura of a hero. Do you understand?
Another perfect style, best genus. Damn it! I came to the wrong hero agency.
You can't be serious. Okay. Okay. That's okay.
After this
What's her
photo
quirk?
shoot, she's scheduled to be a guest on a radio show, and then she has a
Why didn't they say hers?
I'm not sure. I think they may have said it when we were introduced to her.
But they've said everyone else's.
Sometimes they tell us the quirks. It's really, they're selective.
After this photo shoot, she's scheduled to be a guest on a radio show, and then she has a quick magazine interview.
I feel like we're her entourage, not her interns.
This is part of what it takes to be a hero. It's unavoidable given the age we live in. And I'm sure there's some important lesson we're missing here. Right? Maybe?
Poor girl.
A blonde, a brunette, and a redhead walk into a hero agency.
Commercials ensue.
I'm sorry to show up unexpectedly. Hope you don't mind.
Please, it's always a pleasure to see you, Tsukauchi. So, how's the investigation?
Well, there were a number of villains who attacked the USJ, but we're puzzled by one. The one you fought who they called Nomu.
Ah, that strong bird
Such a
guy.
good fight.
Bird.
You went ahead and ran some tests on Nomu's DNA.
What exactly did you find?
They have
First,
DNA tests?
we're not asking you to help us with the case.
They're in pretty much our age.
That's so okay. Like,
This is one of the first anime we've really watched that is like current.
I guess I thought that like just based on like the context of like when they're walking around, but I hadn't thought about like modern technology as it interacts with heroes.
Yeah.
Like
Interesting to hear
what
the word
would you
DNA
possibly
in like,
do with hero DNA
well,
or villain
bird
DNA?
guy.
I guess.
You went ahead
'Cause, like,
and
they
ran
know
some
who it
tests
is.
on Nomu's DNA.
What exactly did you find?
First, we're not asking you to help us with the case. Technically, this is a leak. I just felt I owed it to you to let you know. It could lead us to the one in charge. After several attempts at interrogation, we realized that Nomu can't speak. He shows no reaction to anything. It's as though he literally can't think for himself, no matter what's going on around him. As for his identity, we discovered that he used to be a low-level thug with a record of assault and extortion.
Yep.
Why do you think this will lead us to the mastermind behind the League?
Here's where it gets interesting. Our reports show that he's been altered drastically. When we analyzed his genetic makeup, we discovered 4 different people's DNA.
Someone
Whoa.
combined people's DNA to make this guy. So is he even human anymore?
The
Well, he can't
transformation
think
is a
for
result of
himself,
drugs
but
and other
has
unknown methods.
4
To
people. Okay.
oversimplify a bit, he's been modified so that his body is able to hold multiple quirks at once. His brain's apparent lack of processing power probably comes from the burden that causes, but we're more concerned about his DNA. He shouldn't have more than one power. Even if new DNA is introduced, that shouldn't give a person multiple powers. Not unless it's completely integrated into someone's body. Not all quirks work like one for all, but maybe there's someone out there with the power to pass different quirks onto other people.
It can't be.
Oh boy.
Given the evidence, I think it's a reasonable conclusion. That's why I came. I had to let you know immediately.
No, it's not possible. Don't tell me he's back again.
Again? Pause.
Don't tell me he's back again. And what do you make of that whole scene?
Okay. It's happened before. It happened to All Might.
Well, more he knows who could be.
Well, no, I mean,
I'm not going to fill in any details actually, but then also the DNA thing. You were like, how would this help?
Yeah. Okay. So now there are multiple people in one villain, DNA wise. Okay, for All Might to know exactly who it is and to have that kind of reaction, it must have been pretty severe and difficult for like the best hero ever to have such a distinct memory of it. Like the fact that he knows exactly who it is just based on the idea that someone out there is merging / combining people to make an entity with the ability to hold multiple quirks, that someone's transferring quirks.
Maybe. I will neither confirm nor deny, but let's keep going.
That's like kind of what All Might did.
They mentioned earlier, like, we know you can, but 4 quirks, like.
Right.
They also said if the body gets, he said we know you, but other than you, shouldn't be able to do that.
Yeah.
Very intriguing, very important. Something to lock away.
You want me to be a part of your crumbling little league, but you won't accomplish anything if you don't have conviction and desire. Without those, you'll always be an aimless weakling, achieving nothing. That's how you got here.
Hey now, you're being a little rough, aren't you? Kurogiri, take this guy back.
I'm sorry. I can't move. It must be the hero killer's quirk at work.
The word hero has lost all meaning in this society. The world is overrun by fakes and criminals like you who chase petty dreams. They must all be purged.
Oh.
What do you think you're doing?
What are we doing?
If you touch this palm, I'll kill you. You sure talk a lot.
He already did that, though, right? So he's dead?
If I had to choose a desire, though, yeah.
Seemed like that's what he said.
All Might. If this world wants to worship trash like him, I'll destroy their beloved symbol of peace and then crush them while they're in shock. The last of my injuries was finally about to finish healing, and now this. You should learn not to play with knives. We don't have a healer in our party, you know.
I see your nature. It seems our goals fundamentally oppose each other. However, this wasn't in vain. We agree that we need to destroy the present.
I'm over this. Leave. Drop dead. I'm the kind of person you hate most, right?
I was testing your motives. People always show their true colors when on the verge of death. It's abnormal.
Okay.
Interesting perspective.
A warped sprout of conviction inside of you. How will it bloom in the end, I wonder? Maybe
A sprout of conviction.
If you don't turn out well, I'll take care of you later.
You think you could get rid of me?
I'm free.
Kurogiri, someone as crazy as this would be nothing but a problem for the League of Villains.
Please reconsider. This man will be a great asset if he joins us. I'd say this was a success.
My business here is done. Now, you'll return me to Hosu. There are still several false heroes I must attend to there.
False heroes.
Yeah, what do you make of what Stain had to say?
Okay. Very, very interesting. Okay. The first thing is the right on the verge of death is when you see like what people are made of or whatever. And that when he had Shigaraki in that position, he was like, okay, now I see the conviction, which is weird. He does have a philosophy. There's certainly a code, but then also for him to change his mind so fast. Because like the last time they had a conversation, he seemed like insulted that Shigaraki would even ask. So now for him to be like, fuck you for asking, but now I'm gonna test you and you passed actually. But for him, I feel like that's about as good as you're gonna get.
Yeah.
The idea that like Stain heard maybe he can be an asset and then continued with that idea.
Who continued with that idea?
Stain.
He said, take me back to Hosu City right after he said that. Stain says, hey, you have a sprout of conviction. Maybe you'll grow into something. Shigaraki says, go ahead, drop dead. I don't care. And then Kurogiri was like, wait, he could be an asset. And then Stain was like,
oh, I see.
Take me back to Hosu City.
I see. Okay. I had that reversed in my head. Okay, but then the last thing was there are some false heroes I need to take care of.
Yeah.
So to be publicly known as the hero killer, but then to like internally think of it as the false hero killer. It's interesting because it's like, it's the same thing depending on if you think the heroes are like real or not, which, I mean, that's subjective. So
well, the nice thing about having the whole city on alert is that no villains will dare come out.
Oh, yeah, sure.
yeah, way to
Hero
jinx
Killer
it, buddy.
Stain. It was obvious once I looked at your crimes. In the 7 places that you've appeared so far, you've always injured at least 4 pro-heroes. Maybe there's a reason for that, or maybe I'm just reading into things, but it looks like a pattern. And Tensei is the only person you've attacked in Hosu.
I'm so sorry. I failed you.
That means it's very likely that you'll appear in this city again. Good. I'll dispose of you with my own hands.
Boy. Okay, do we know which heroes other than Iida's brother were killed and like what their deal
There were
was?
in other cities, there were 4 people killed per city.
Right.
And only his brother's been killed in Hosu City thus far.
Right. Okay. I'm just trying to figure out like the common thread between the heroes that Stain is taking out, because if he's internally making the distinction between there are heroes and there are false heroes, and he's only taking out the false heroes, then you can't approach catching someone like that the same way you would approach catching someone who's just taking out a good guy because they're a good guy. If it's like specifically someone who you perceive to be a corrupt good guy, then you need to look at where that perceived corruption is in order to catch whoever you're looking for.
Ah.
I don't know that he's going to be able to think, how is my brother corrupt, though?
Yeah.
Because that's not what you want to see.
We should switch up the training. If you get too used to fighting against my distinct tactics, you might develop some weird habits.
What habits?
That's a good point.
I'm just trying to keep up with you right now. Please let me fight more.
No, we're done here. Change into your costume, boy. We're moving on to phase 2.
All right.
Hope you're ready. We're going out to fight some villains.
What, just like that?
If you only fight against me, you'll be in trouble when you come across someone who's the complete opposite. The key is to let you get experience with different types of villains and situations. This is an internship, after all. You really shouldn't be that surprised by this.
Learn by
Saying, and I
doing.
totally agree. But I still think I need more time to prepare myself.
From what I heard, you've already been in combat with some real villains. You'll be just fine. We aren't going to go after anyone that big. And it won't do us any good hanging around here.
So they're going on patrol.
Because of the
Okay.
small population in this area, the crime rate is pretty low. That's why there are so many hero agencies in urban areas. There's a lot more crime there. The higher the population density, the more trouble you'll find. Now in Shibuya, we'll have plenty of small fights to break up, I guarantee.
Wait, you mean we're going to Shibuya in Tokyo?
Okay.
I'm not so sure my hero costume is hip enough.
That costume of yours tells everyone you're a hero. You should be happy to get to display it in such a bright spotlight.
Oh, hold on. Are we gonna be taking the bullet train toward Shinjuku?
Yep.
We'll pass Hosu City. I wonder how Iida's doing there. I'll try to message him later.
I'm gonna check in on him.
Yeah, maybe worth the check-in.
Yeah.
Sorry this is so monotonous.
No, it's better this way.
Hey, this is kind of hard to ask, but you're after the hero killer, aren't you?
How did you...
I couldn't think of any other
I
reason
thought I was
why you'd
being
come to my
sneaky with
agency.
it.
I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm really glad you did.
My agency sucks.
You shouldn't be pursuing personal grudges. We heroes don't have the authority to arrest people or punish them. The only reason we're allowed to use our quirks is because of the regulations put on them. That's why, no matter how noble the reason may be, a hero must not use their quirk for themselves. If a pro used their power for their own selfish desires, it would be a very serious crime. I'm not saying that the hero killer isn't incredibly guilty or anything. You just seem like the earnest type, you know? I'd hate for you to focus on one goal and ignore everything else.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Did you get that?
Oh, it's fine.
Quirks are regulated.
Uh-huh.
And it's a
Focus on one
serious
goal and
crime.
ignore everything else.
To use it for a
Thank you. I
personal...
appreciate it.
Oh, it's
Okay,
fine as long
but
as you
what
get
if
what I'm
your
saying.
personal interests
So,
happen
good?
to line up with your interests as a hero and your obligation to the public?
What am I supposed to do? With this
Like, it's not
burning
like
hatred
Stain only killed
if I
his
can't
brother.
act?
Or only injured his brother.
What is he gonna do with that burning hatred?
That... Okay.
Hosu City looks nicer than I expected. So, what are you gonna do?
I will reform it.
Yeah,
In order
my
to do
hero's
so,
great.
blood must
Xbox
spill.
earrings.
You have a clear goal. Your dedication is admirable.
Finally, someone who understands.
I get the feeling you enjoy picking on me.
Hero is a title
Yes.
for those who've accomplished great deeds. This city is full of false champions. All they care about is money and fame. Until this world realizes its mistakes, I will continue my work.
He talks all high and mighty and stuff,
Okay.
but he's wasting his time focusing on a small stage. He's so noble I could cry.
You shouldn't spurn his methods. The reality is, in all the cities where Stain has appeared, the crime rates have fallen. Perhaps because heroes are more conscientious, or perhaps out of fear. Regardless, he does bring change.
Oh, isn't
Wait.
that just wonderful?
Can you... Sorry.
What?
The crime rate goes down when Stain takes out the heroes. So the heroes... Okay, this is like a complete logical fallacy. So the heroes are making crimes happen.
That's what you'd be led to
That's
believe from
like-
from what he's saying.
Yeah,
But
but that doesn't make any fucking sense.
could be out of fear, could be anything.
It...
'Cause if you know that there's somebody around going to kill people,
Yeah,
maybe
they're,
less
you know, they're
likely
not going to go out. And then you would think then the heroes wouldn't go out. So then the criminals would go out because, like,
Lots of
in a situation where, like, someone publicly shows up and is like, hey, I'm going to try to get rid of all the good guys. All of the bad guys are going to go out and do their bad guy stuff because they know that the good guys are all hiding. But in that case, that would mean the crime rate would go up.
Yep.
So that can't be.
Interesting.
What?
Maybe just let it play out.
Does bring change.
Oh, isn't that just wonderful? Heroes are working harder thanks to all those murders. I guess you could say our hero killer is also a hero breeder.
They brought in more heroes.
It's getting boring. It won't work. We just can't agree on a basic level. And he annoys me. Kurogiri, bring out the no-nos. You think you can get away with stabbing me? When I get tired of you, I'll kill you. Whenever I
Whoa.
feel like it, just like that.
There are
Stain.
more? Wait. How...
But let's make it more interesting. How about I crush your
Ooh,
honor
and they all
your
look
pride
different.
first? What do you say, big bad hero killer?
So we've got
those?
more no moves.
This train isn't gonna get there until pretty late. Are you sure that's okay?
That's why I picked it. There'll be more skirmishes then, so it'll be much more fun.
Maybe we
Perfect.
just have different ideas about what fun is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You kids these days, you're constantly buried in your cell phones.
Mm-hmm.
He read the message but didn't reply.
Ooh, left on red by
Iida.
Iida.
Waited more than 3 minutes to respond to something before.
You know, for somebody
Ever
so,
in his life.
I mean, he's so like
Yeah, no, that makes
rule
sense.
oriented.
If you
You
ever want
know.
to talk or anything, just let us know. We're friends, right?
Yes.
Hey, did you see that? A building exploded.
Where?
Oh no.
What's the ruckus?
Look at some kind of fire.
Passengers, please hold on to your seats.
Oh no. Whoa. Is that the other Nomu? Oh, gross.
I want you to
Gross.
stay back, you hear me?
Really? That's interesting.
This, like, I always thought that was so epic how fast he just took him out.
No way.
Very cool. Also, how many people are gonna die in that building that he just steered him into?
Best not to think of these
What the
things.
heck's going on
Is
here?
that what
I mean, if you go to
the false hero situation is about, maybe? Because it looked cool as shit, and all the people on the train are gonna be like, oh my god, he's such a hero. And then he killed a bunch of people that he didn't have to, because it looked cooler.
Good point.
What did you say? Villains appeared. Don't worry. I can head there right now. Stay with me. We're running.
He really should have just piggybacked on him and
It's different.
he's fast.
Murderer wouldn't
Yeah.
be so flashy.
That idiot's making a move. And he's so noisy. I'll have to dispose of him later. At the moment, I have important work to finish here.
My body, I can't move. You bastard. I'll kill you.
If you call yourself a hero,
What?
you should choose your last words with care.
Found him.
Alright, immediately no helmet, though.
A child wearing a suit. Who are you?
Is he gonna recognize him?
Run away from here. This is not a place for children.
You're carrying blades all over your body, and you're wearing a blood-red scarf. You must be the hero killer Stain. It's you, right? I've been looking for you, but I didn't think I'd find you so soon.
Yeah, that was
am
quick.
Your eyes are searing with vengeance. Be careful what you say next. If need be, even someone your age can be my target.
That was a
Saying
quick
that
switch.
I'm not even a threat to you. You listen to me, criminal. I am the brother of an incredible hero who you attacked. He's the best older brother that anyone could hope for. I have come to stop you, because he can't anymore.
I want you to take the name. For me, Tinya.
You're going to remember my name for as long as you live.
Which
I
is
am
hopefully not
Ingenium,
long.
and I will
Okay,
defeat you.
okay.
That I promise.
And so be it. Die.
Oh.
And that's where we're left for this episode.
Perfect. I love that.
Did you ever wonder to yourself, what would the cast of the show look like if they were in medieval times? Think no longer.
I will stop thinking.
So you're brothers. I let him live so he could spread the good word. Word of me.
Oh!
But anyway, what are your thoughts on that episode?
Okay. Very worried about Iida.
Yeah.
That did not look good, and also his like boss / mentor was just not there. So I'm assuming that means Iida left. Right. It wasn't like his mentor just like sent him in there and, abandoned him.
Yeah,
but
no.
he is on his own, it seems.
Yeah.
So that doesn't seem like it's going to go well for him.
That's about it for this episode of My Hero. Thank you for watching. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe down below to see episodes coming every Sunday and Friday at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you can't wait, these episodes are posted to Patreon right now in their extended full-length forms. We have a lot to discuss. Before we do that, where are we headed?
All right, let's review.
Thank you for watching. For now, we're going to go to questions given to us by our incredible Patreon members. If you want to join our community of well over 3,000 on there, check out the Patreon link in the description below and join at any level to start asking. For now, let's go to question 1. Question 1. Jinchuriki87 asks, what are your thoughts on Stain's logic for his actions? Essentially believing he's helping society by ridding it of selfish and greedy heroes.
It's definitely an interesting perspective, especially because we were introduced to him in like the same vein as all of the other like villains, because it's like it's villains against the heroes. But when the villains have such different motivations, they're not like on the same side. So, yeah. I mean, from the hero's perspective, they're all the same, but that's not what's happening. I would really, really like to see what Stain is classifying as like what these heroes are doing that's so selfish. Like just, you know, being selfish and like making money off of it and like
being in it for the money.
Right. So
not confirming anything. I'm just
right. Yeah, no, that is what they said earlier. Yeah. Which, I mean, it's like a spectrum, right? Because on one end there's Uraraka, who's like, I just want to make money for my family, but I'm going to do the hero things and be a good government employee and do everything that is required of me. My motivation is just not for the betterment of humanity. But then on the other side, I would imagine there are people who would kind of corrupt the title and
endeavor.
Yeah.
I mean, not corrupt, but
just
sully.
Just kind of ruin it for other people in the sense of like the definition of hero seems very loose. So, I mean, if you choose to go save one person in a very flashy, cool situation with a big audience and cameras, when you could have saved 100 people in a boring way that no one would see or even maybe hear about, and you choose to go save the one person for the spectacle of it all, it's still a heroic thing to save the one person, and everyone watching you save the one person is gonna go, oh my god, what a hero. But that's shitty.
Yeah.
And like unbelievably unheroic. So if Stain is going after like that kind of person, then I kind of understand more so where he's coming from. But if he goes after someone like Uraraka, then people are allowed to have different.
He's about to go after Iida.
Yes, but he did go after Iida after telling him to like get out of here multiple times. And it was only after he was like, I am carrying on my brother's legacy, and it was only after he like aligned himself with his brother that he was like, all right, then die.
But yeah, it's going to be interesting to see Stain's philosophy continue to be sort of revealed, but definitely you're right. He's not loose by means of what he counts to be a hero.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's go to our second question. All right, question 2, Just Your Average Fangirl asks, what do you think about Class 1A and their internships with the pro heroes? Do you think they were taught appropriate skills to succeed in the future?
Okay, I feel like the difficulty with a hero academy where everyone has different quirks is that there isn't really like a set curriculum that you can give people. It's much more of a like, this is the like general framework for how you can figure out stuff, and like a lot of sparring, but not, you know, these are all the ramifications of your power, because people don't know that.
Yeah, so what do you think of the internship specifically, like what we just saw in this episode?
So I feel like learning by doing is kind of the most productive thing for all of them at this point. I think Bakugo's internship is going to be really good for him in terms of his like marketability as like a pro, because physically he obviously has that down, but everything else is a shit show. Yaoyorozu's internship with the other girl, concerned about that because it doesn't seem like the priority is anything heroic. It's just posing as a hero.
You know, that's interesting because I kind of low-key see that the same, like, that's kind of what I feel like you just described Bakugo's to be. Like, he's not doing anything heroic, he's just being marketable.
Interesting.
Like, because,
okay,
like, I'm wondering where you see the distinction there. Is it just because it's Bakugo's not strength point?
Because it's his weakness. Like, I think that if someone were to look at him and go, and also helping Bakugo with that is going to help him help more people later on. Like, just generally, even beyond like looking good in a photo or like on a newspaper or something, if you're saving people and you have like zero bedside manner, it's not going to come across well, and you're not going to have the same kind of like reputation, and you're going to be perceived differently.
Yeah.
So, and you're not gonna end up being as good of a hero or as productive of a hero. So by helping him with that, they're like increasing his like potential heroism bank for later on. Whereas what's happening with Yaoyorozu is not like targeting a specific weakness. It's just like, you guys are pretty and would look really good on a magazine cover with me, which there's no way that you can like mentally like loophole your way into justifying that as like a heroic.
So funny that you are drawing a difference between Bakugo learning to be marketable, good looking, presentable, and her making them marketable, good looking, and presentable for commercials. I think
they're completely different.
That's so funny, because
that is
for
so
me
interesting.
It feels like when they're heroes, like Yaoyorozu and them, they might be a little bit more able to, you know, have their, like, they have an image, a brand, a thing that they've established that makes people happy. You were talking about reputation. They'd be known as like sort of like whatever they make of themselves image wise. It's just they have a camera on, whereas Bakugo's doing the same thing with the camera off in a way.
Yeah, but I feel like it's one of those things where it's
more
like,
from Bakugo, for
yeah,
sure.
but I think the camera part is important.
Yeah, I guess I get what you mean, that like it's more of just for a product and skipping to the phase. But like,
yeah,
what if
the product aspect I think is important, like for it to be commercial, for it to be like we as heroes are representing a product, whereas
marketing the product.
We're marketing a product, whereas marketing yourself, the hero, as the product, I think those are different.
That's actually a really great distinction. I think that is a big difference.
Yeah.
You're right.
Okay.
Yeah. And then Uraraka is learning like hand-to-hand combat, so that's super useful.
That seems great. Love that.
And then Kirishima is learning chivalry and manners.
Yeah.
Which is just kind of funny.
Wait, remind me what was
the four-armed guy being like, my tea wasn't hot enough.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's the chivalrous hero. But
the
yeah.
chivalrous hero being paired up with like the two like
brash brawlers,
bull-headed, just like they need the finesse and the like thinking of things that normally they wouldn't think of. So I feel like that's a great fit for them.
Yeah, it's just interesting that not many of them are like combat and quirk focused. But yeah, interesting I'm interested for you to see other people's internships down the line. Yeah, let's go to our final question. Miss Breadloaf asks, what do you make of the entire conversation between All Might and the police force detective? Also, who on earth do you think All Might was thinking of at the end of that scene?
Okay, I'm very, very confused and concerned about that. For someone as powerful as All Might to have someone where not even like the mention of their name, just like a power description strikes fear into his heart. Like, he looked terrified, and there was like no need for confirmation. It wasn't like, oh, do you think it could be? It was just like, nope, it's him and we're fucked.
Literally became the bigger All Might as he thought about it.
Literally, like that's so scary. And then especially from the like power transfer perspective, both because All Might transferred his power, but also because of the like 4 quirks in one person situation. Those seem like they have to be related, but I have no idea how.
Very intriguing, and that's a pretty big point, and that's where we'll leave it for this episode. Thank you for watching. I'm not going to spoil anything. Are we excited for episode 16 of season 2 of My Hero Academia?
Can't wait.
All right, let's get it.
Let's go.